Well, 2 years after I was introduced to Christ, my sister stumbled across this children's book that I had as a young child. And much to my surprise, we discovered a babysitter wrote this in the book. Dear little Howard, I'd like to write you a little note in your book. How sweet you were when you and I sang, Jesus Loves Me. My prayer will be for you, dear, that you will grow to love Jesus as you get older, and may God protect and keep you always. If we don't meet again on this earth, may we hope to meet at the end of time when Jesus comes to redeem his own. You know, I am completely convinced that my coming to Christ personally started when this godly babysitter prayed for me. I can't tell you how often I've read her note. So I want to encourage you, write a letter or make a photo album or shoot a video sharing your family history and your walk with Christ. I know from personal experience, the Lord can use this to impact generations. Well, by now you've made the decisions you need to make for drafting a will, but now you've got to get it done. Kyle, remind us why it's so important to have a will.
When you die without a will, the state in which you live decides who receives your assets. It's also more expensive and more of a hassle for your heirs. And if you have young children, the state also decides who will be their guardian. So everyone should have a will or trust. And it helps if you have a financial advisor who understands God's way of handling money involved in helping you with this. And don't forget to pray about giving from your estate to the Lord's work. It's a great way to honor Christ in life and in death. Now, schedule a time for your group to get together a month or so from now for a meal and fellowship. Set a goal of having everyone get their will complete by this get-together time. Now let's listen to the benefits of having a will.
I remember I came home one day to Desiree and I said, Desiree, we need to start talking about this will and this trust as far as what are we going to do if something happens to us? That was a very tough conversation in our household to talk about at 29 years old, talking about death and creating a will and creating a trust for our family. She wasn't having much of it in the beginning. And then finally I started explaining to her that, at any moment anything can happen. We talked through it. We do have a 17-month-old daughter at the moment, and how important it is if something were to happen to us, where would she go? Who would take care of her? Do we really want to leave our financial burden onto anyone else, or do we want to leave it settled and taken care of?
I think everybody just doesn't want to talk about dying.
Yeah. We just got married.
Yeah. No matter how old you are. I mean, I know anybody we've talked to, they just avoid it.
Right.
But it's necessary to talk about it and plan in case something happened. I mean, to have everything said and it gives you peace of mind.
I think having your financial house in order is what sums it up. I mean, that's part of having your financial house in order.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
we like
part
to
of
be
it.
Prepared.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So.
All of these things need to be done when you're not in an emotional state where it's difficult to make decisions. And as a widow, you're told not to make any major decisions for a good year. And honestly, when I was in that year, I didn't think that I thought I could make decisions. I felt like I was making decisions. I felt like I could make any decision. But when I look back on that year, I realize that was not a year to make decisions. Every day I am so grateful, and I really, it's almost like he says, I love you every day to me after he has been gone, because that's what this is. He loved me so much that he was willing to sacrifice in our early time, for this time for me. And I just thank God, and I thank Scott that I have what I have right now.
Well, let me shift gears for a moment. And I'm going to say something that's kind of risky. I might be misunderstood because I want to share an experience that really fueled my passion to help people learn God's way of handling money. Way back in 1977, I was in my kitchen alone when suddenly I was overcome by the Spirit of God. I found myself prostrate on the floor, weeping, and then the Lord unmistakably revealed that during my lifetime, our nation would experience a very, very difficult time financially. Now, God didn't show me precisely when it was going to happen, what it was going to be like, but listen to me. There's no doubt it's going to happen. Now, I share this with you not to paralyze you with fear, rather to motivate you to get out of debt, give generously, budget, save, work as unto the Lord. In short, become a faithful steward. And you know, one of the best ways to demonstrate your love for your family and friends is to get your financial house in order and encourage them to do the same. And you know, that's what Compass is all about. So I want to invite you to join us. Join us in helping others learn God's way of handling money. You can do this by serving as a small group facilitator once a year, because it's in the small groups where the life change really occurs. If you'd like to impact your entire church, you can serve as a church coordinator, or you can even serve on the city team to help your whole community. Just talk to your facilitator, or you can log into compass1.org to learn more. Well, I appreciate more than I can say the effort that you've invested in this study, and pray that this has given you a much greater appreciation for the Bible, helped you develop really close friendships, and above all, nurtured your love for Jesus Christ. May the Lord richly bless you on your journey to true financial freedom.